Backs of the cell walls out, going down into the tunnel system of the facility and working their escape plan.
He could not confirm a report that the escaped killers planned to murder Mitchell's husband before she ran off with them. I'm Steve Kastenbaum.
New York's Inspector General has been ordered to review the circumstances leading up to the breakout and what changes can be made to prevent future escapes. I'm Ann Cates.
The Tampa Bay Lightning returned to the ice in Chicago for Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final, finding themselves in a winner-go-home situation as the Blackhawks currently lead the series 3-2. While this situation isn't necessarily ideal for the Bolts, it's important to keep in mind that the team has been here before, finding themselves down 3-2 in the series against Detroit, as well as in a Game 7 situation with the Rangers just 2 weeks ago. Head coach Sean Cooper said that he feels his team now has the experience it needs to handle this situation.
We've been in this position before just a month and a half ago. This team has found a way. People can't sit here and say, well, the inexperienced Lightning. I think we're the gamer Lightning. These guys have gamed out this playoffs, and I expect nothing less than Game 6 in Chicago.
Puck drop is slated for 8 o'clock p.m. with coverage beginning at 7:30 on Lightning Radio. With your Lightning update, I'm Samantha Ouimet.
The quest for the Cup continues. It's the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Chicago Blackhawks here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Sunday, the Rays were looking for a sweep against Chris Sale and the White Sox, and as Drobel Cabrera got to the talented left-hander.
Here's the 1-1. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Melky Cabrera going back. He's at the track. He's to the wall, and it's gone! A two-run home run for Drobel Cabrera, and the Rays take a 2-1 lead here in the 7th.
Sale struck out 12 or more for the fourth straight start, but the Rays had a 2-1 lead, and the bullpen would make it stand up.
Here he comes. Swing and a miss at a curve in the dirt, strike 3. Rivera tags him out, and the Rays have swept the Chicago White Sox.
Kevin Jepson the save, C.J. Riefenhauser his first Major League win in relief. The Rays are in first place, and they take on the Nationals tonight with Erasmo Ramirez on the hill. Airtime on the Rays Baseball Network at 6:30. With the Rays Report, I'm Neil Solondz.
Catch the Rays all season on the Rays Radio Network. For tickets, visit raysbaseball.com.
What's your IRS problem? Do you owe back taxes? Is there a lien placed on your property? Have your bank accounts been frozen or seized? Have your wages been garnished? Are you being audited by the IRS? Are they sending you letters that demand actions and have urgent due dates? Well, solving your tax problems is as easy as calling Taxes 321. The IRS is the largest collection agency in the world. You need the best representation to give you peace of mind. You need experienced professionals that can cut through the red tape and stop the collection process. If you have a serious problem with the IRS, call the Taxes 321 network today. We'll get them off your back.
800-511-3022. 800-511-3022. 800-511-3022. 800-511-3022.
Let's Go Bowling, heard on the Tan Talk Radio Network every Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 12 Eastern Time. Sponsored by 12 Strike and Innovative Ball Spinner. If you bowl, if you haven't bowled in a while, or if you never bowled, why don't you be one of 65 million people have bowled last year? Listen to the Tip of the Week. Bowling stars, old and new. Let's Go Bowling Show. GoBowlingShow.com.
Hi, this is Patsy with a Z. Have you written a book? Want to write one? Or do you just enjoy reading? Listen to Joy on Paper every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock for the story behind the book as I interview best-selling authors, agents, and publishers. Remember, that's Joy on Paper on Tampa Bay's Tan Talk Radio, 1340 WTAN.
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk. Entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
Hey, Lightning fans. I hope you're in your car on your way over to Amalie Arena to watch that good game tonight. And then, hopefully, we have our, not even hopefully, we'll have our Game 7 here next Wednesday night.
The optimism.
Definite optimism. That's why I'm a business coach. You're listening to Focal Point on Tan Talk 1340. I'm your host, Gil Pinney. This is a unique and one-of-a-kind radio program for Tampa Bay. It delivers business leaders forum to share their success and learn from one another's mistakes. And I've got plenty to share. I'm a business coach, and I bring ideas and business techniques for business leaders to incorporate into their practice. So, we'd like you to call in at 441-3000 or send me an email at my email address, which is gilpinney@yahoo.com. That's GILPINNEY @yahoo.com. Or visit my website and leave me a note on my website, and that website is gilpinney.com. Same way, GILPINNEY.com. Well, the Lightning are the big news tonight, and they played pretty well. All one goal losses to date, and all one goal wins to date. So tonight should be a breakout night. I think they have nothing to lose. They want to bring it back home to win it in front of our fans. I'm getting laughed at by the peanut gallery, but I believe it's going to happen.
So every game has been decided by one goal. However, this one should be different.
It should be different.
And please explain.
Stamkos is going to go
do
nuts.
Something.
Yep, he's going to. Well, he hasn't rung the bell. He hasn't
done anything.
He almost scored a couple.
The only thing that I can imagine is that the passes that he's getting, it's a bouncy puck.
Yeah,
because we can't see. All we can see is that the opportunities that he's getting, he's either whiffing or he can't corral the puck, and that's just not him.
That's correct. But he's also Chicago's doing a good job sticking away.
Yep.
And
that's why I say
good
maybe
stick position. So
yeah.
I personally, when you wake up tomorrow morning and see the Lightning won 4-2, you'll be shocked and amazed that that's the final score.
Are we wagering on this?
Oh well.
We both want the same team to win, so it's stupid to.
I'll take the wager.
You want to take
whatever it is. You can have 1 hour of free coaching.
The goal total.
The goal total is going to be 6. We're going to win 4-2.
So you think there's going to be 6 goals?
Yep.
Do I have to pick a number exactly? Or are we setting an over-under?
What are we? You just going over and under on my guess?
Well, do you want to do an over-under, or do you want us to pick individual numbers?
Pick individual numbers.
All right, so you're saying 6 goals.
I'm saying 6 goals, 4-2.
I kind of want to say 4, but I think it's going to be a 1-goal game, so that can't happen. I'm going to go. You know what? I'm going to go 4.
4?
Yeah.
4.
Which is odd because
it's a tie?
I'm saying it's not going to be a 1-goal game.
Oh, you're going to say it's 3-1 Chicago, or 3-1.
I'm going to say it's going to be 3-1.
Okay.
I hope it's not 4-0.
So it won't be. It won't be. If it is, it's going to be Tampa Bay's on top.
Yeah, it's going to be 5, and we're both going to lose.
No, that's the way it goes sometimes. But at least we're going to win. Giving you my call-in numbers. Got to tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I'm a business coach. Predominantly because I worked for a long time for a lot of big companies and saw that many of those companies didn't really treat the small businessman very well. It was more, how can we take as much from you and give you as little back as possible? But in my career, I tried to help those small businessmen get both competitive with the larger companies, but also improve their quality, safety, billing practices, and training programs. And by doing that, they got better, and the company I was working for also got better. I was fortunate enough that when I left that line of work and began looking for a franchise and something to do when I returned to Florida from California, I was able to find a Focal Point franchise. And what this franchise is, it's a worldwide network of coaches. Very, very cool. Should you have any problem, it's already been handled by at least one or more coaches around the world. So the nice thing is, you know it's going to work. You know Brian Tracy's system is going to work. And the collateral material that we have is second to none. There's no, like either other coaching franchises or other coaches, there's no making it up as you go. It's all specific. It's all excellent material just for you. It's 5:11 already. Boy, time is going fast. On today's program, we're going to review the 5 secrets that we talked about last week. I was fortunate enough to give a couple of talks in addition to last week regarding those 5 secrets. Received a lot of questions both after the program last week and during those sessions that I put on during the week. And so we'll share those. If you have more, please call in. It's 441-3000. And after we get done speaking about that, we'll have a little session similar to a coaching session, which is how do you know your business? What are the key things about your business? Then on our franchise topic today, it's how do you find your starting point in measuring your progress for you personally in your business? So we'll start now and talk about the review of the 5 secrets. The 5 secrets were, and still are, process mapping and cycle time. Standard work is number 2. Time management and aligning priorities was number 3. Feedback and reinforcement, and then the 5th was a sense of urgency. Now, the questions that I received during the week and right after the program follow. The first was, which of the 5 secrets creates the biggest bang for the buck in the shortest period of time? Good question. My response depends upon the company, but if we're talking globally, I would say it's sense of urgency and time management. Sense of urgency raises both your expectation and the expectation of all your employees not to waste time, to focus on what needs to be done quickly and get it done, and don't let it carry over until tomorrow. The phrase, if you can get it done today, don't put it off till tomorrow, rings very true when it comes to the sense of urgency. And then time management and aligning your priorities with your time, make sure that everybody's working on the right things at the right time. So those 2 give you a lot of impact right away if you put them in place and live by those 2 rules for your first month. And then a lot of other things will fall out of that. The second question that I received was, my supervisors interact with employees all day, making sure that the staff stays on task. I would like the supervisors to take on more proactive duties, but they just don't have time. Should I hire additional supervisors? This was asked by Jack in Clearwater. And Jack, first I need to ask a question. Why does your staff need a supervisor to stay on task? This accountability should be with each and every employee rather than the supervisor. So in my opinion, before you hire additional supervisors, look and see put the quarterly review program in place that we spoke about in the rewards and feedback section, and look at how to improve their participation in the job that they do and put some solid performance measures in place. With those performance measures, you're going to find out that maybe you don't need additional supervisors, and that your current supervisors are going to have a lot more time on their hands to do proactive things and improve your company in the long run, because everybody's going to be pulling their oars in the right direction. You'll also probably find some people that may not be pulling the oars in the right direction, and you'll have to have some disciplinary action or a meeting of the minds to make sure that they understand what direction your company is taking. My third question that came in was from Bill over in Tampa, and he says, our team has been using the same sales tools for the last 15 years, but for the last 2 years, our sales have been flat. The sales team says we need more staff to broaden our market and grow. And he asks, does this seem reasonable? Well, 15 years is a long time, and a lot has changed in the world in the last 15 years. If you just look at that device you're holding in your hand called your cell phone, you can see how much change has occurred from the flip phone back in the 2000s to the pretty much computer in your palm of your hand. So with that, we know that the world has changed a lot, and we'll continue talking about that right after our break. It's break time already.
When you're born in Chicago, you're blessed and you're healed. The first time you walk into Wrigley Field.
We have a special guest on the line, Pete Rose. Pete, how you doing, buddy?
Rick, I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Good to talk to you. You know, Bill called me and told me you were coming on. So excited. I know you got the new thing on TLC.
Pete hits and misses. Exciting. We're having a lot of fun and going there and just talking sports with you.
Fires, Rose swings.
There it is! There it is! Get out! Get out! All right! Hit number 4192.
Rocket Sports here on the Tan Talk
Radio Network.
Join Rick Sassone in the Rocket Sports Show Fridays from noon to 2 p.m.
Did you know there's a sprawling botanical paradise right in your own backyard? Come visit Sunken Gardens. Located at 1825 4th Street North, it's St. Petersburg's oldest living museum. This 100-year-old garden is home to some of the oldest tropical plants in the region. Unwind as you stroll through meandering paths, lush with exotic plants from around the world. Explore cascading waterfalls, beautiful demonstration gardens, and more than 50,000 tropical plants and flowers. Sunken Gardens provides garden tours, horticultural programs, special events, field trips, weddings, private or corporate rentals, and much more. Call 727-551-3102 for more information. That's 727-551-3102. Sunken Gardens, 1825 4th Street North, right in the heart of Old Northeast St. Petersburg. Call 727-551-3102.
The annual 7-Chamber Summer Splash will take place at Innisbrook Golf and Spa Resort Tuesday, June 16th from 5:30 to 8 p.m. Come on out and network with local chamber members from all over the Pinellas County. Over 1,000 business owners. Vendor tables are still available. Don't forget Summer Splash Tuesday, June 16th. For more info, call the Tarpon Chamber at 727-543-1593. Once again, 727-543-1593.
Hi, this is John Austin, host of the book club on the Tan Talk Radio Network. I spent 35 years in publishing, and today I want to tell you about a book that can change people's lives. The book is No Cash, No Problem, and the author is Dave Wagenford with Ali Pervez. Dave Wagenford is one of the greatest barter experts in the world, and he's bartered over $500 million worth of goods and services. If you want to remodel your house, but the cost is just too high, or maybe there's an automobile that you've dreamed of owning but thought you never could afford. This book will tell you how you can do both of those things, plus hundreds more with little or no cash and without going into hock for the rest of your life. Maybe you're a business owner with a cash flow problem that leads to low or non-existent profits. Read this book and see how you can increase your cash flow and your profits by time-proven techniques. The book again is No Cash, No Problem, and you can buy it now on Amazon for just $7.98 for the ebook edition. Do yourself a big favor and buy it today.
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk. Entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
Don't let anyone say that it's just a game. For I've seen other teams and it's never the same.
Oh, welcome back. You're listening to Focal Point on Tan Talk 1340, and I'm still your host, Gil Pinney. Before we went to break, we had the question about a sales team that had been doing things similarly for 15 years, and their sales for the last couple have been flat. And my response to that, to the question, does this seem reasonable? And the answer is kind of no. The world has changed a lot in the last 15 years. First thing I would recommend Bill do over in Tampa is process map his selling cycle and find out the times that they spend on each of the activities that they do to create the sale. And by finding that out, they'll know which sales tool works most effectively for them and either divert more time there or look at the sales tools that are not working well for the company and either divert time away from those or find out why they're not working and whether or not they're, first of all, outdated, or if there's better, newer ways to handle gaining those clients. So all in all, Bill, I'd say you got just about a week's worth of work doing your process mapping, finding your cycle times, and hopefully your business or your sales folks can give you that readily, and then you'll find out very quickly whether or not you need additional sales force to expand your marketplace or just revise the activities that they're doing and redirect their effort into more profitable and more sales-oriented projects. And the last question that I got from a few people is a tough one, but it's the sense of urgency is hard to maintain. People do not like to operate under high pressure that is created by always feeling like you have to get this done now. And how do you avoid burnout? And as I said, this is really a great question. But let's have some clarity. Our primary step is to have clearly stated priorities. These 3 to 5 priorities are what guide both your time usage and your decisions and those of everybody in your company. The sense of urgency to achieve those priorities each day is what drives the behavior that you want within your company. So making progress towards achieving these priorities really relieves the pressure and converts that pressure from a feeling of burnout because you're not seeing any progress into the pride of accomplishment. And that pride of accomplishment greatly outweighs any potential burnout factor. So position your goals so that people can work on them every day, get those done first, then you move on to other activities throughout. And it's a much better feeling in your operation when you know you're accomplishing something, because when you accomplish something, you want to move on to bigger and better things. And the final question comes from Ann in Tarpon Springs, and she says, you say to establish standard work for process steps, and her staff disagrees. They say that each person is different and should be allowed to get their job done in their own fashion as long as the work gets done on time. What's wrong with this approach? And that sounds legitimate, but I have 2 issues with that. First, does everyone that's doing this particular job function or in the process do exactly the same amount of work each day? Or do a few people do a lot more and a few people do a lot less? The laws of statistics say that there is one person outperforming the rest, and there's also going to be another person who's underperforming everybody else. So you'd be better off having everyone follow the process that the overachiever is doing rather than having everyone follow or just doing their own and having the underperforming person perform the way they're performing. And the second point to that would be, do you reward them both the same, since you're doing a group measurement by measuring what gets done by day by that group of people, or are you rewarding the individuals? That's just a reward question. And the second portion of that is, if suddenly a customer begins to complain about your process and you feel that the process is failing, where do you look for the solution? How are you going to fix this problem? Because you have, and she didn't tell me how many people, but just if you had 5 people and you had 5 people doing the process 5 totally different ways, and they may not be doing it the exact same every day, how do you fix that problem? How do you find where that problem is? So that's my response to that. That's why standard work is so beneficial, is because you're always doing the best job for your customer, meaning everybody's doing the same work as the person that performs at the highest level. And secondly, if there becomes a problem with the process, you can quickly get your group together and say, we're having a problem with X, Y, or Z, and know exactly how to fix that because everybody knows exactly what the process is. All right, we're at 5:25. We're going to move on to Knowing Thy Business, which is kind of fun. It's for each and every business owner out there. And Know Thy Business follows in our training sessions the DISC assessment. And we've spoken for 2 particular sessions on DISC assessments, and I won't be moving into that again. But Know Thy Business starts by having 4 types of metrics in your business. And why do you have 4 different types, or why do you have metrics for your business? Well, the key reason is so you don't fly blind. You know exactly where you are each and every day, month, and year, and quarter that you're in business. And the 4 classes are, you have results indicators. These show what and how your business has done in the past. And then you have performance indicators. that give you an idea of what to do in the future. And subsets of those, as part of the four, are your key results indicators, which means you narrow that big, broad field of results indicators down to just the key ones that you need to look at on a routine basis, and they're critical in measuring the success of your business. And the same is true of the key performance indicators, which is the fourth idea. And these tell you what to do in order to make dramatic improvement to your business. Now, questions I get about key results indicators and key performance indicators, the typical question is, how many of these should I have? And just like we were talking about with aligning your priorities with your time management, 3 to 5 is still the good number. You can then align your goals, share with the staff, and everybody can monitor those indicators that you need to run your business well. And then the second question I generally get regarding key performance indicators is, should I ever change them? And the answer is clearly yes. If a key performance indicator stops predicting the performance you want, or you have a different level of performance that you want to achieve and it's measured by a different performance indicator, you can feel free at any point in time to change that key performance indicator. Now, what makes up a results indicator versus a performance indicator? Well, a results indicator is generally financial or non-financial, and that's measured and reported regular intervals, and that includes revenue, net revenue, revenue per square foot, gross profit, those type of measurements. And then for as far as other non-financial results indicators, you can have number of customer complaints, number of prospects in the pipeline, average sales calls in order to generate a close of sale. And then we have performance indicators. These are generally non-financial indicators, and they are key to making sure that your business performs effectively. And these, again, go back to very straightforward things like your conversion rate, how you're doing with prospects, from prospect to customer, number of leads that you generate, things like late deliveries, complaints on a key product line. Those type of things are very, very important when it comes to performance, because that's what the customer sees as your key, as important to their business. So we've got a multitude of performance indicators and a multitude of key results indicators. Well, key results indicators are necessary as accurate trackers of performance in the areas of your business that you consider critical to your success. And we'll keep moving along here and pick up on that as soon as we come back from our second break period.
Health insurance is on everybody's mind right now. You either don't have it, or you have it and you think it's too expensive. And you probably feel like you don't have any options. We can help. We are the Health Markets Insurance Agency. We offer health insurance plans from major carriers nationwide and likely have a plan that can save you money. Whether you're self-employed, on a COBRA plan that's about to expire, or you simply don't have health insurance where you work and you need it, the Health Markets Insurance Agency can help you. Our agents will help you find coverage you can afford. Health Markets Insurance Agency is an authorized agency in all 50 states, including the District of Columbia. Plans may not be available in all states. 800-608-1830. 800-608-1830. 800-608-1830. 800-608-1830.
At the Oaks of Clearwater, you'll enjoy a lifestyle to fit your needs. From independent living, assisted living, memory care, and skilled nursing. Our assisted living lifestyle provides 24-hour assistance. You'll enjoy meals in your private dining room, housekeeping, linen and personal laundry service, scheduled transportation, personal security transmitter necklace, assistance with bathing and dressing, and supervision with medication. You'll really enjoy our in-house amenities, including a full-service waterfront dining room, outdoor garden patio, all utilities, including phone and cable, beauty and barber shop, and a library. An outstanding activities program awaits you, and so much more. You'll enjoy affordable luxury living, complete with a $1 million view. Call today, 727-445-4069, and discover where caring, compassionate service makes the difference.
My name's Joni Siegel, and I'm the producer of the L. Ron Hubbard East Coast Golden Age Theater, WTAN Radio's presentation of Tales from the Golden Age. Tales in every popular genre. Let us return you to a time when fiction was good, clean entertainment and the most fun a kid could have on a rainy afternoon, or the best thing an adult could enjoy after a long day at work.
East Coast Golden Age Theater, Monday evening at 6 on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Have you been struggling with family conflict, depression, or trauma? Has something been keeping you up at night, causing excessive stress and worry? Tune in to Moments of Clarity every Wednesday night at 8. After over 10 years as a psychotherapist, I realize how important it is to take the stigma out of seeking professional help. So tune in Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. The call to me can be a great first step. It may just be exactly what you need to hear.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back, for Lightning fans. You're listening to the Focal Point Show on Tan Talk 1340. And I'm Gil Pinney, your host on this particular show. And we cover many things in business, particularly on business improvement. We're talking about before break were key results indicators, which are the accurate trackers of your performance in your business. And as an example, if you're in retail, for example, the commonly used KRI is sales per square foot. And using our industry standards that we have available to us in Focal Point, we can find out what the average sale per square foot for each type of store is in your particular area within Florida. So pretty good stuff that you can get that information from us. Many companies use that are manufacturing or development use KRIs like percentage of revenues invested in R&D. Then you have your average sales cycle time, things like that. Now, you break these down. You make your list of key results indicators for marketing, sales, customer service, and you may also have an administration category, a manufacturing, possibly operations, purchasing, distribution, and maybe legal and IT and things like that. So as you move through and create all your KRIs within your business, it's time to put them down and put them in an Excel spreadsheet. And hopefully most people know how to create that spreadsheet so you can compare your performance each month and see what the change is, plus or minus, on a monthly basis. And usually everyone does that for revenue. You look at what your revenue was this month versus the same month last year. Is it up or down? And make your decision as to how to move on that. Same with profit margins or percentage of revenues invested in R&D, or the key one for me always is the number of complaints you're getting from your customers, and monitor those and hopefully drive those down to zero. Particularly for your key products. So when you have that, you have your monthly and quarterly appreciation of what you're going to look at for your key results indicators, and you can make business decisions accordingly. Now let's move on to key performance indicators. And as we said, these are non-financial in nature, very similar to the others that are dissimilar from the ones we just talked about, key results indicators. But there are are several key characteristics that distinguish KRIs from KPIs. And KRIs are generally financial. KPIs are non-financial. KRIs are measured on a longer period of time, usually monthly or quarterly, and many sometimes are measured annually. KPIs are measured at worst weekly, but generally daily, and in some cases hourly. So you can summarize your progress in one of the critical success factors via the key results indicators, but the factors of KPIs measure the factors beneath those KRIs. So those are the critical things to think about when you're building and learning about your business and what's important for it. So that's where we'll conclude the KRIs and KPIs for today. Again, the KRIs are key results indicators, generally financial. KPIs are key performance indicators that help you predict your business and make sure that you're on the path to improving your business. And we'll review that again as we move through the session today. The other area that we're going to talk about quickly is the area of the franchise program that we talk about each and every week, and I'd like to take that few minutes right now. As part of the franchise, you need to start off and figure out where your starting point is. You've made your decision to purchase the franchise, and now you've got to see where you are both personally and professionally so that you have a balance. Because with a franchise, it's going to take a considerable amount of time to get it going, depending on which type of franchise it is, but many do, which means your life may get out of balance. But when you're in balance, that gives you a clear competitive edge. And how I try to give an analogy about that, it's like pick a four-cylinder car. If you have one of those four cylinders that's not firing properly, that car is not going to do very well. It's not going to run well. It's not going to sound well. And the life of that car is not going to last very long. Well, it's similar with your life balance. If you put too much time into your business, it impacts your family life, it impacts your finances, it impacts your health, and that's not good. So the four key life segments that we talk about in our Focal Point program are your business and career. That would be your franchise and how you've developed that. Your financial independence, how well not only financed you are, but where you want to go with your life and how much financial independence you want. The third factor is your health and fitness and how to generate where you need to be on that so you stay healthy and fit for the bulk of your life. And the fourth, and probably the most key and important, is your family and your personal life. How to keep that in balance with the other three and make sure that you're getting enough time both to yourself and to devote to your family to make the business a worthwhile venture for you. Well, now we're going to do some drawing and fun. And yes, we're going to draw. Yeah, getting a scribbly sign on the other side of the wall. Well, what we're going to do is create a grid, make your X and Y axis. And on that X and Y axis, mark 10 spaces on each side, meaning you'll have a total of 20 down the center and 20 marks along the horizontal axis. And at each, and obviously we've got to label the top of each of those bars. And the top of those bars, of course, starts off with business and career. And on the right-hand side, you will have financial independence. At the lower side, you'll have health and fitness. And on the left side, you'll have family and personal life. Now, your goal eventually in life is to get 10s across the board. But you must be honest with yourself right now when you're putting your hash marks and your position for each of the business, financial and health and fitness and family, if you're at 5s all the way across or all the way around, or if you're say 6 on health, 7 on business and career, because things are going well for you, your financial independence may be a 4, and your family and personal life, you devote a lot of time to your family, you're another 7. Well, that tells you where you need to work the hardest. And that would be, in this case, if your financial independence was a 4, as I said, that's where you need to focus. And that then becomes the one to work on. And guess what? The name of that is called your focal point. Believe it or not, that is the title of our franchise here, Focal Point. Like I said, the goal is to get 10 across. And so what we do is we figure out which one is lowest for you, work out the path to get you higher than that, and hopefully on your way to 10. Just got a question, and that question is, I've just purchased a franchise. I know this is going to take time away from my family, drain finances, and maybe reduce my health and fitness regimen. So how can I stay in balance? Another great question. For me, the key on that, though, is the conversation you had with your family and friends before you made your purchase, so that everyone understood the demands that would be placed on you and your financial situation. If your family and friends realize that going in and they were very supportive, they understand why and how it's going to impact you for a period of time. And that period of time should be defined by the plan that you put together prior to your franchise purchase. And hopefully you can stay with that plan and get back to your diamond mapping, or the segments that you want to improve in your life, and get back there and revisit that as frequently as you can to make sure you stay on target. And obviously the third recommendation I would have for you is, if you want to stay in balance, get a coach. Group sessions for franchise owners are going to start in August. It'd be a great idea for you to participate in one of those groups. They last three months, and they pay off major dividends with respect to making sure you do your diamond map both effectively and create a plan to make sure that you balance your career and business with your health particularly, and then your family, and then also gain the financial independence, which is why you went into business in the first place. It's almost break time again. My gosh, where is the time going? It's like the Lightning going down in their last 2 minutes, man. They play that in about 30 seconds, it feels like. When we come back, what we'll talk about is a review of what we've spoken about today, tell you how to get my June newsletter, and look forward to talking to you on the return.
Some people don't believe in mermaids. Hope that's not you, because they exist at Weeki Wachee Springs State Park off US 19 and State Road 50, just north of Spring Hill. Since 1947, the magic of the mermaids have been entertaining visitors at the 538-acre Springs Park. Come and watch in the 400-seat submerged theater, the Little Mermaid Show at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. daily. Weeki Wachee State Park offers mermaid shows, reptile shows, boat tours, and swimming in the pristine spring at Buccaneer Bay. Weeki Wachee State Park is a perfect backdrop for wedding receptions, birthday parties, picnics, meetings, retreats, family reunions, or just to relax on the white sandy beach. Step back in time when things were much simpler and enjoyable. Spend a day at an original theme park. Call 352-592-5656 or log on to wikiwachee.com for upcoming events, hours, and ticket pricing. Weeki Wachee Springs State Park, where mermaids do exist.
Lightning fans, there's no better time to reserve your 2015-16 season tickets than now. Season ticket members get the best seats, the best discounts, playoff priority, exclusive player access, and more. Reserve your 2015-16 season tickets by calling 813-301-6600 or visit TampaBayLightning.com. The Tampa Bay Lightning. Be the Thunder.
Tom O'Brien is on the Tan Talk Radio Network. Every Monday through Friday from 4 till 5 p.m., Tom takes to the airwaves as he breaks down the day's market action. Tom combines his technical knowledge of the markets with his years of trading experience to take your calls and questions every market day from 4 to 5 p.m. Whether you're new to trading or an active day trader, don't miss out on the Tom O'Brien Show live on the Tan Talk Radio Network from 4 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Well, we're back again, Lightning fans. You're listening to the Focal Point Show on Tan Talk 1340, and I am still your host, Gil Pinney. We were going to review a little bit before we move on. We spoke about knowing your business, what the key results indicators and key performance indicators need to be for your particular business. You must find those in your business, know what they are, and communicate those across all employees within your business so everybody knows where you're working and how they're achieving those goals throughout your company. And number 2 section that we talked about today was for franchise owners, and that's diamond mapping. Find out where you are on your diamond map with respect to knowing the areas for health and fitness, your business and career, your financial independence, and, of course, most important, your family and your personal life. We didn't talk about it, but the June newsletter is available right now for you. If you do not have it and you would like to get that, please send me an email at gilpinney@yahoo.com, and I will get it to you as quickly as I can load your name into my system. And please feel free to do that at your convenience anytime during the month, and I would be more than happy to extend that to you as quickly as you need it. I hope you gained some new ideas today. We've got just a few minutes left in the show. But please have a sense of urgency. If we talked about something today that makes you think that you could implement it in your business and make it your business more effective, please have that sense of urgency and do it as quickly as possible. In many cases, it's tough to make changes without accountability and somebody, again, not necessarily forcing you to do it, but keeping you accountable to getting it done. And that's really where your Focal Point business coach can serve you very well and basically help you drive to your success on a faster lane in a Ferrari rather than in a slow lane in a 1962 Dodge Dart. Having a business coaches are, well, at least this business coach and Focal Point business coaches pretty much fit any budget. We have programs as low as $200 a month. I do one-on-one coaching for those that want directed business improvement, personalized to their schedule and customized for them. Group coaching is really where I reach the most people, and through group coaching, we meet on a regular schedule, not necessarily all together at each time, but we do meet one-on-one each month. And then during that month, depending on where the individuals are located, we either meet at a place where we can have our presentations, or we'll do it online via a webinar. And we get a great deal out of that. And having the individuals on a one-on-one basis during the month pays off big dividends because we get to see each other, we get to communicate well, several different types of business, and there's a lot of synergy between the groups. Further, we have workshops that I put on for revenue growth, goal setting. Time management is real big right now. There's a lot of people wanting to get their people improving their time management because, as one of the 5 secrets, it's a key way to reduce the number of people you need to add to your business by improving the way that the people that you currently have there are more effective at using their time. We also give workshops on strategic planning and team building. Please feel free to contact me. Again, my website is gilpinney.com, and email me directly at gilpinney@yahoo.com. And we can perform subject matter talks for any organization. If the 5 secrets rings true for you, and you'd like to have me talk at your club, your company, or a group that you know that would really appreciate that or would like to hear that information, please give them my information. I can be reached at 727-537-9680, and feel free to make that contact. I speak, as I said, for ASQ, BAMA. I'll be doing things for local chambers of commerce. Anything that you would like to hear, I can help and try to provide you with that to help the business people in your community improve their operation. Again, those that would like it today, I would like to offer and extend a 30-minute phone session or a one-on-one for an hour at at your place of business. And as always, there's no charge for the consultation. It's all complimentary, and it would be my honor to get to know you, get to know your business, and see if there's a way we can make your business much more effective than what it is now, or to improve if you've done your diamond mapping on the sheet of paper, as we explained earlier, get that to where you would like it to be, having 10s across the board to where you have time both for yourself, improve your business, and grow your family life as well. So please send in your information. I will put you on the list to contact, and we'll be talking, hopefully, this is Monday, we'll be talking later this week. As far as time management goes, I've been doing several time management workshops, and these have been very good. They've helped a lot of people. And again, if you know someone that would like to hear that for your club, company, or group, please have them contact me. We'll make that contact and set that up. And again, these talks, they're the 30 to 60 minute. If it's for a voluntary group or nonprofit, we do those gratis. So again, give me a call. I do have a second group coaching group starting. That will start mid-July. The franchise group will start in August, but the group coaching for non-franchise businesses, let's say, will begin in mid-July. These sessions last for 3 months, and as I said earlier, 1 weekend a month is one-on-one with me, and if you're outside the area, it would be via Skype. If you're within the area, it'd be one-on-one in person. And then 3 weeks out of the month, we meet either as a group or via webinar. So, as I've said many times, please send me an email, and I'll send you the registration material, and life will be good. I guess the last thing on the business side is next week we'll have a lady give us some information around targeted sales and marketing, which is going to be really kind of fun. She's got some excellent insights on how to get specific customers into your business and how to market to those customers. Her name is Lisa Colleen, and she's from the small island across the pond in England, and her company is Aim High. So in the meantime, if you'd like to look her up on her website, aimhigh.com, please do so, and field your questions for next week to become more informed about targeting your sales and marketing. It's going to be a very good show. I'm really looking forward to that. And our final bit of news, if you didn't see it today, CVS has bought the pharmacies in all the Target stores, which is really shocking information for a guy that used to be in the pharmaceutical business, that they continue to consolidate that business. CVS is taking over the stores within Target and taking over the 14,000 people that Target has in their pharmacy operation. That's amazing, because pharmacy business for Target is well over $4 billion, and CVS is buying it. What did they buy it for? $1.9 billion. So tons of money changing hands, and prescription medication, I can virtually guarantee, is going to be on the rise. It'll be interesting to see what Walgreens does to counteract this particular penetration of the market. The further on this that amazed me was that CVS is going to add more minute clinics, the ones that are run by high-level nurses, to more and more Target stores. And that is going to be a real benefit to those of us that don't like to go to not regular doctors, but to wait for an appointment. You can just go in and get your minor case taken care of by a registered nurse. The final thing for today, we have about 2 minutes left in the show. We'll talk a little bit more about diamond mapping, because health and fitness is one that many people leave out of their diamond map. Well, they don't leave it out. They just mark it as, oh, it's where I need it to be. But that's kind of where I was getting toward when it came to the Target and CVS. Our medications are continuing to climb. Healthcare continues to climb. And as a small business owner, what happens? We look at that. We decide, well, maybe I can afford not to do my health insurance or not to do something to improve my health or prevent something down the road because, it's still early in my career, or we just don't have the funds to do that. So, it is something you must think about with your health and fitness. If you need to have balance in your life, which you do, keep your fitness level at the highest level possible, and continue to make sure you're going to the doctor. Minute clinics are good. They're moderately priced. I won't say anything in the healthcare business is reasonably priced, but they're moderately priced, and keeping yourself healthy is the most important thing for your business that you can do, because you're the one that's running that business. And the same is true with your family life and your family and personal life. Got to make sure you keep those two in perspective, even though, as you know, you're going to be working 10 to 12 hours in your franchise and moving to improve that. But you got to make sure you make time in some shape or fashion to be with your family and build that personal life, so that when you do end up selling the business for maximum profit, you have the absolute best worlds, to where you then have time to move forward and bring your business to fruition on generating the life that you want in the future. So thank you very much, and we'll talk to you next week. And go Bolts!
WTAN, Clearwater, Tampa Bay. WDCF, Dade City, Tampa Bay. WZHR, Zephyr Hills, Tampa Bay. Listen.
Another GOP presidential candidate, Clinton hits New Hampshire. I'm Ann Cates. Jeb Bush wants to follow his dad and older brother into the White House, formally kicking off his campaign today in Florida for the 2016 Republican presidential nomination. Correspondent Bob Costantini reports.
He's a Republican conservative. Jeb Bush wants to make sure voters know, but there's a difference or two from most in the pack. Bush supports immigration reform.